Hello, I'm Elif and this is a recap for the first episode of the series You Won't Even Have a Clue or Ruhun Duymaz, 24 hours after Turkey and before dubbed for TV. A young man named Onur goes to a yacht for an important business meeting. A woman named Ece is going to get on a nearby boat to sunbathe and asks Onur to help her get on. Onur reluctantly agrees to assist her. On another yacht, a German man is waiting for Onur to make a deal, but Onur quickly tells him that he has come to buy diamonds, leaving the man puzzled. Onur places a bag full of money in front of the man and says he will buy them at twice the price. The man orders his guards to throw Onur out, claiming there are no diamonds involved. Onur's attention is drawn to the ice bucket on the table and he says the diamonds are in it. He strikes the container and gets into a scuffle with the guards. The man takes the diamonds and runs away, with Onur chasing after him. Throughout this time, Ece remains unaware of everything, sunbathing on the boat. Onur, who is a police officer, eventually catches the man after a long pursuit and hands him over to his colleagues. He realizes his watch is missing and returns to the boat to find it. There, he sees Ece getting into a confrontation with one of the German man's guards and rushes to help her. During the altercation, Ece accidentally punches Onur firmly. As he leaves the scene, Ece makes a call to someone and says that someone has ruined all her plans. Ayla, Onur's aunt, who is also a member of his team, pretends to be a simple translator and receives a number from the German man named Hazuk. Ayla immediately hands over the number to the team to find a lead. Shortly afterward, it becomes clear that the number belongs to one of the guards of G1 Corral, one of the most famous jewelers in Turkey. And Hazuk was supposed to receive a list from him in the coming days. G1 Corral has been collaborating with foreign jewel smuggling gangs for years, but the police have no evidence to arrest him. Onur, who has been trying for months to get closer to G1 as a jeweler and has befriended his sister Hilal, still hasn't been able to find a clue. He is delighted to discover the connection between Hazuk and G1 and says, if we get our hands on that list, we can expose all of G1's connections with the smuggling gangs. And immediately heads towards G1 Corral's house. Onur enters the house with a bunch of flowers and convinces the guard that he wants to surprise his girlfriend and is allowed inside. To be able to enter G1's room, Ayla calls the guard and pretends to be from the bank, distracting the guard. Onur tries to open G1's safe but fails. Before the guard can catch Onur, Hilal arrives and takes him away. Hilal is happy to see Onur and introduces him to her friend who has just arrived from England. Onur gets shocked when sees Ece, whom he saw on the beach earlier. Onur and Ece have an unspoken understanding, communicating through gestures and nods, which implies that they are both aware of each other's deceptions and know the truth about the situation. They continue talking, and shortly after, G1 calls Hilal, saying he has made arrangements with English traders and is ready to go to London. Onur understands that he has limited time to catch G1. On the other hand, Ece warns Hilal about Onur, stating that it's evident he is not in love with her and their relationship won't end in marriage. Right at that moment, Onur kneels in front of Hilal and proposes to her, and Hilal immediately accepts. While Hilal shares the news of her engagement with her brother, Ece signals Onur, telling him that she will finally understand his true purpose. Onur, who is suspicious of Ece, says that he will finally find what she's onto. Onur and Hilal plan to have a family dinner the next evening and say their goodbyes. Onur tells Ece that he will give her a ride and explains on the way that he was at the beach to buy a boat and surprise Hilal, but the boat owner seemed suspicious. So the deal didn't go through. Ece says that she was on her ex's boat, and she didn't want Hilal to find out about it. When Onur arrives at his office, his boss is there waiting for him. He expresses frustration to Onur, stating that they have been conducting an expensive operation for months but haven't achieved anything. Onur says there's nothing left but to catch G1, and his boss gives him a 48-hour deadline to accomplish this task before the operation concludes. After the boss leaves, Onur starts investigating Ece's background. Meanwhile, Ece goes to see her friend Mustafa and tells him that a man approached her on a nearby boat, messed up his plans. Ece asks Mustafa to gather information about Onur. However, they couldn't find anything substantial about each other, and they both seem like ordinary people. Nonetheless, they are both confident that their encounter on the beach was not a mere coincidence. At night, Onur goes to the Corral's house for a family dinner, where he and Hilal share the news with everyone that they are planning to get married. And their engagement ceremony will be tomorrow evening. Hilal's family becomes excited, and discussions and debates arise, deciding that G1 will make the final decision. During the night, Onur secretly watches Ece through the cameras installed in the Corral's house and can't help but smile. Shortly after, Ece becomes engrossed in looking at a picture of a child and eventually falls asleep. The next morning, Onur explains to his team how they will retrieve the list from G1's safe during the engagement ceremony and then arrest him. Onur, Hilal, and Ece go to G1's company to welcome him after buying a ring. Upon meeting Onur, G1's attention is drawn to Ece, and Onur frowns. G1 takes Hilal to his room for a private conversation and expresses his concerns about Onur joining the family and uncovering their illicit activities. Hilal says, he won't have a clue. Besides, he might even be useful for us. Onur drops Ece off at a certain point, and Ece bids him farewell, but Ece follows him. He buys 2 coffees along the way and then enters a shop. Ece keeps an eye on him from behind the window, becoming entranced by watching him take off his shirt but quickly comes to her senses and enters the shop. Onur approaches her closely, and they gaze at each other for a while. Ece asks Onur what he's doing there, and she soon realizes he's there to try on a suit for tomorrow night. Onur, to show her that he knew he was being followed, says, "I bought coffee for you too." G1 tells his mother at home that he agrees to Onur and Hilal's engagement, and he is confident that Hilal herself will back out of the marriage, causing everything to fall apart. Onur's plan for the ceremony is that he is supposed to spill a drink on his shirt, excuse himself to change, and then, when opening the safe, trigger a firework display to create chaos. Afterwards, Onur would hand over the list to the team, and the police would arrest G1 that same night. Onur, accompanied by his aunt and his mentor, goes to the Corral's house and introduces them as his uncle and aunt. Onur sees Ece in the kitchen during the ceremony and compliments her beauty. While G1 is dancing, he invites Ece to join him, and Onur is distracted, keeping an eye on the two, while dancing with Hilal. Shortly after, Ece says she needs to check on the food and enters the house. Between dances, Onur gestures to Ayla, and she approaches him, pouring her drink on him. Then she pretends to have lost the ring. Hilal and Onur go to G1's room to change clothes, while the others search for the ring. Once alone, Onur goes to the safe and finds someone escaping and the safe is emptied. He chases the thief in anger. After a while, he sees the thief's shadow about to strike him, and he apprehends the thief, throwing her to the ground. When he removes the thief's mask, he is shocked to see Ece. They stare at each other momentarily, and Onur involuntarily kisses Ece. But he quickly comes to his senses and distances himself from her. Thank you for watching, stay tuned for the next episode.